Everybody, it is, what day is it? It's Friday. It's the end of week one. I'm currently in New York City, here to see a bunch of movies and shows. I actually saw the remake or the restaging of Oklahoma last night. I'm here visiting my sister, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that movie, but wow, it blew us away. It was violent, it was funny. A person in the audience, his phone went off, and the actress yelled at her as if she was going to rip her head off in the middle of a dramatic scene. And they served us cornbread and chili at intermission for free, which was awesome. But back to this class. So I read all your Baghead comments. Everything seems to be going pretty well. There's going to be a few things that I'm just going to recap for this week. So one of the things you have to do, and in the final paper you have to do, because this is a problem for the class that just ended, is when you're writing about films, you should put them in italics and you should capitalize the titles. There's really no excuse at this point that you don't do that since you are in college. So going forward, you can't get full credit on anything unless you italicize the film titles. In your final paper, you'll lose a lot of points for doing that, so don't do it. You should be doing this all the time. Big thing. So in regards to the movies, everything's been pretty good, and don't think my comments are harsh at all. This assignment was to get you to start talking about movies the way we need for you to talk about movies. So one of the things you have to make sure you're doing is to be very specific about what you're talking about. A lot of you, and this happens all the time, so I expected it, talk about Baghead in regards to being a poor quality film. What does quality mean? I have no idea what that means. So be specific. Are you commenting on the acting performance? Are you commenting on the colors used? Are you commenting on the set design? What is in the scene? Are you commenting on the script or the narrative? Are you commenting on the camera work? Most of you are trying to say that Baghead uses a handheld camera aesthetic. The cinematography in Baghead is handheld, but that in no way, shape, or form means that there was a cheap camera used or they didn't have enough money to buy a tripod. So that's one of the things that some of you were saying, is that because they didn't have enough money, the image was shaky. No. The directors decided, for a reason, this image is going to be shaky. So we have to start thinking about things in those ways. In regards to pacing, it seems like, and this is normal, a lot of you and a lot of college students are used to sort of traditional Hollywood films. Name actors, fast pacing, fast cutting, music everywhere. At the end of the movie, things get tied up in a little bow and handed to you because they don't think we're smart enough to figure things out on our own. Well, I took that too far. But basically, some of these movies are going to be slow. And your challenge is to be not like the person in the Oklahoma play I saw last night that takes out their phone and looks at it and gets yelled at by the actress on stage, because I can't yell at you because I can't see what you're doing. But really, once we start looking at these other movies and we're reading the chapters on the different aspects of filmmaking, it's really your job to really look at everything that is in front of you. And it's not just good enough to follow the story. But you're going to start looking at how the lighting is working in that scene and how that affects character, how the camera is moving in that scene and how that might affect narrative. So we're going to be talking about all those things. So anyway, so you should have your book now, because for your next assignment, which is due this weekend, you need to have that book. So make sure you're on top of that, because you won't be able to answer all the questions or get full credit for your assignment if you don't have the book. So I think this is going really well. I don't want to come across as being an angry, mean film professor, but I just wanted to get us all on the same page in regards to being specific. So all the comments are really good. I think the most challenging thing for this course is to stay on time with everything. So just make sure you review all the dates, you put them in your calendar, you know what's going on, because the fact that you forgot really isn't an excuse to not do what you need to do. Okay, and the last thing is make sure you upload a profile picture to your Sakai profile, so that way when we're all talking to each other, we can sort of see who we're talking to. It just helps a little bit. As always, if you have any questions, don't email me, but send me a message in the messaging tool. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me for that class, so everything's in the same place and I don't miss anything. If you try and email me, things could get lost in the shuffle. So again, great first week. Nice to meet all of you. I'm excited to hear your thoughts about the upcoming films and going forward. Also, just a quick reminder that you have to go see a movie in the theater before week 5. So you have 3 more weeks to go to a movie, look at the instructions of what you're supposed to write about, and post it with a picture of your ticket stub. For some of you, it's been a long time since you've been to the movie theater, so I'm glad that this course is forcing you out there into the real world and away from your laptop screen so you can enjoy the cinema for all that it's worth. All right, 6 minutes is a long time. Can you watch this whole video? Is it fast enough for everybody? There's no music, but hopefully you're enjoying your summer, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of watching the upcoming films. Have a good weekend. I'm off to see Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing on 35mm in Brooklyn tonight or tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. All right, take it easy. Have a good weekend.